this quote, "This too shall pass." I think that it's really applicable to moments of hopelessness, of anxiety, of just really like when you're in a crappy situation, you can know that this too shall pass and that things will get better. And also I like that when you're in a good situation, so now I guess we sort of think back to moments why it was so easy to travel, there was no worries, and hopefully when you get back to those moments, whatever you love to do, whether that's traveling or snowboarding or hiking or cycling, whatever it is that really you love to do, hanging out with friends, family, you know that this too shall pass. And I don't mean that in a negative way, I just mean it in a really cherish those amazing, joyful moments and keep it in your mind memory, because things change, and that is for certain. So before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, tell a friend, and any comments below I'll make sure to answer them. And also don't forget to put the notification button on, so like the little bell, so that you know when I've got weekly new videos. So let's get started. We're just going to move the feet underneath your bottom or your butt. And here I'll just show you. So it's kind of like Japanese style sitting. And you're just going to hero pose. And here we're just going to focus a bit more on the arms now. So we're going to bring both hands up above you, and you're going to clasp the fingertips. You're going to bring the fingertips up towards the sky. And here, if you have any sort of shoulder issues or neck issues, just bring it as high as it feels comfortable. Like, just go about 70%. You know your body best. You're your number one teacher. So bringing your hands up. And staying here for another 3 breaths. So the same breath as we did earlier. So inhaling through the nose. And exhaling through the nose again. Last breath here. And exhale. And next what we're going to do is bring both hands up to your left side. So I'm just going to copy you. So left side, left side, left side. And here, rather than pointing the shoulder down, just bring it up, leave it up. And staying here for another breath. Then inhaling back up, and then we're going to exhale to the right. And then inhaling back up. Next we're going to bring both hands down. So here just shrug those shoulders. I hope that you can still hear me. It's a little bit windy. We're going to bring both hands up to the middle. We're going to bring the left hand above the right hand. So here you're kind of making a crisscross with your arms, left hand above. And then here there's 3 ways to do it. So you can either hug yourself here, give yourself a nice hug. And here just kind of squeezing those hands on your shoulders. Or otherwise you can bring your hands into sort of eagle pose arms. And then finally you can bring both hands for a bind. So this is quite a deep sort of shoulder work here. So see what works best for you. And here we're going to stay for another 3 breaths. Last breath here. Untangle those arms. Give them a quick shrug, quick jiggle, and then we're going to do that on the other side. So this time we're going to bring the right hand above the left hand, and then you're going to cross them, either number 1 way to do it, sort of hugging yourself, you deserve it, and then sort of crisscrossing the hands, and finally 3rd way is to do a bind. And here again, just listen to your body. Bringing the elbows a little further up. I'm going to do 3 breaths here. Final breath here. And then undo the hands. Give yourself a quick shrug here. And then what we're going to do next is bring both hands out in front of you. Ooh, there's a bee. And then you're just going to bring the toes down. So you kind of putting yourself in a tabletop position. You're going to bring the toes down. You're going to press down on the hands and you're going to bring the bum up. So here, if this is your first time ever doing down dog, you're going to bend the knees. You're going to press the chest down, down, down towards the mat. And essentially you really want to have the knees bent in order to have a nice long back. So you can kind of feel that stretch in your entire body. So this is a great pose. It stretches your entire body, also strengthens it. And otherwise, if you're a little more advanced, just watch out with your shoulders here, because you might, what I tend to do is push into my flexibility a bit too much. But what you really want to do if you are hyper flexible, you can just sort of press the stomach up. So you're not kind of bending the spine sort of towards the mat too much, you're actually straightening out your lower back all the way up to your head. So either your heels are touching the floor, and if they're not, don't worry, just bend the knees. It took me about 10 years for my heels to touch the floor. I've done enough yoga practice, so it doesn't matter too much. So we're just going to bend the knees, bend the knees, bend the knees, bend the knees, and we're going to straighten them out. And do that 2 more times. So bending the knees down, then inhaling, straightening the legs out. 1 more time, exhale, knees down, inhaling, knees up. Just staying back in down dog, staying here for another breath. And then we're going to bring our feet forward. So you can either jump your feet towards your hands or walk them towards your hands. And here we're just going to get into a standing forward fold. So here I just like to have my feet hip width apart, and then bending the knees so you can kind of touch your belly and your boobs or your chest onto your legs. And then you're going to bring your hands up to your elbows, and staying here for 3 breaths. And then you're going to inhale, bring your hands up to your shins, and then looking forward. There's a little bee next to me working away on all those little flowers. So cute. And then you're going to exhale, forward fold again. We're going to start with half sun salutations to warm up. So inhaling, hands up towards the sky. Then you're going to exhale, hands back down by your side. So 2 more of those. So we're going to inhale, hands up towards the sky. Exhaling, forward fold. Hands to shins. You're going to inhale, looking forwards. And then you're going to exhale back down. And then you're going to inhale all the way up to the sky. Then you're going to exhale, hands back down by your side. 1 more time. We're going to inhale, hands up to the sky. We're going to exhale, forward fold. Then we'll bring your hands to your shins. We're going to inhale, looking forwards. Then we're going to exhale, hands back down by your side, forward fold. Then again, we're just going to stay here. So you either bring your hands down on the mat or both hands onto your elbows. I'm going to stay here for 2 more breaths. Final breath here. And then we're going to slowly come back up, kind of like a zombie. And then last thing to come up is your head. And then we're going to move a little more and do Sun Salutation A. So bringing both hands up to the sky, inhaling. You're going to exhale, forward fold. Bring your hands in front of your feet, both feet behind you. And then you're going to exhale here. So here there's 2 ways to do it. If you're a total beginner, you can always bring your elbows down. If you've got good upper body strength, and you can stay in a plank, and you're going to exhale, bring the elbows in, and exhale all the way down. Chaturanga. Press your palms down, elbows in, looking up. Squeeze the glutes to protect the lower back. Feet nice and strong, and then exhale, coming back down. Then you're going to press on your hands, tuck the toes in, and then inhaling and exhaling into down dog. And here in down dog, just like earlier, you can bend the knees. And here, just nice long lower back. If your heels touch the mat, that's okay too. But just make sure that your upper back isn't rounded, your sort of shoulders are sort of melting down towards the mat, so they're kind of pressing sort of that way towards the mat. And then you're going to look forwards. Either here you can jump or walk the feet towards your hands. So inhaling, hands to shins, you're going to look forward. And then you're going to exhale, forward fold. Then you're going to inhale, hands up above you. And exhale, hands back down by your side. And then 2 more of those. So inhaling, hands up above you. Exhaling, coming back down. Inhaling, hands to shins. Then exhale back down. Both hands down on the mat. Bringing both feet behind you. So this time I'll show you the plank version. So here from plank, elbows in, chaturanga. Press down on the palms of your hands. You're going to inhale. It's either here into large, big cobra, small cobra, elbows in, shoulders down, strong glutes. And then exhale back down. Tuck the toes in. Press on the palms of your hands. Bum is coming up and towards the sky. Either bend the knees or stay here and stay here for a few breaths in down dog. And then bringing your feet up towards your hands, either by jumping or walking, hands to shins, inhaling, and then exhale back down. Then we're going to inhale, hands up all the way up, and exhale, hands back down by your side. And then inhaling, hands up to the sky. I'm going to move on now. Then you're going to exhale, you're going to forward fold, press the tips of your hands onto the mat, bend the knees if you need to, and then you're going to bring the right foot behind you, warrior 2. So right foot's going to be about 90 degrees, so sort of facing the way the mat is. And you're going to come up with your balance. Here's kind of opening the hips. Your knee, you want it to be about 90 degrees. If that's a bit like, then just ease back, doesn't matter too much. And then bringing both hands up. So here, if I was with you in this, wherever you are in the world, you're going to sort of be really pressing, not only just in your feet, but also on your hands, so that if I sort of press your arms down, they're nice and strong. And then the place where you're looking is the middle finger. So 2 more breaths here. Final breath here. You're going to inhale, legs going to come straight, and then you're just going to tuck the back foot in a little bit, depending on how long your legs are. And then here, you're essentially in a sort of starfish position, and I'm going to press your left hand down, down, down towards my hand. So here there's sort of 2 ways to do it. So here you can either stay nice and high, but what you want to do here is really press that right arm behind. The left hip is nice and low, and the right hip, so kind of straight but sideways, if that makes sense. And then here, or otherwise, if you've done this before, triangle pose, trikonasana, go down a little lower. But as you can see, my right shoulder's coming down, so straighten up that shoulder, sort of pressing that shoulder to the back, towards the back of yourself. And then here you can either look up at your hand, but the sun's kind of, sort of can't see, so, and look either forwards or how your neck feels. 2 more breaths here. Now coming back up, and then this time you're going to bring both hands up to your waist. You're going to tuck the toes in, and here, I mean, if you would like to make it less intense, which is totally fine, you bring your feet in a bit more. If you really feel and then you're going to forwards, forwards, forwards. So what I would like you to do, I'm just going to do a short stance here, is to really sort of press the pelvis in, the hips kind of pointing down. You're going to exhale and downwards, so that your spine is sort of long, instead of pressing, sort of rounding the back, sort of butt's kind of pointing up, but the chest is also pointing down. So either you stay here, so here, 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 so in the middle, and then if you'd like to go a little further, we're going to stay here for about 3 breaths. You can bring the palms of feet down, your palms of your hands down, of course, and then come all the way back down. And if you've got a bit of a view, what I really love with this yoga pose is that you can see the world upside down. And of course, any discomfort in this pose or in any poses or in life also, just remember that this too shall pass. So final breath here. And then inhaling, hands to your waist, coming back to center if you're not there already. I'm going to inhale, coming all the way side. So right foot's going to point out. You're going to sort of shuffle the foot a little bit more forward. Right knee's going to open, and then you're going to bring both hands out. So here you're in warrior two, and then you might find that different to the other. That's fine. We're not always, completely in balance with each side of our body, depending on which is your stronger hand for writing and so on. So here, looking in the middle finger, looking towards the middle finger, and staying here for 3 more breaths. A little windy again. Don't know if you can see the petals. There's a cherry blossom tree above me, a mountain cherry blossom tree, and it's finished. I did want to film this with it in the background, but hopefully you can see some of the falling petals. So inhaling here, you're going to straighten out the leg, bring that left foot in, straighten out the leg, and then you're going to press that right hand, like I'm sort of pressing your right hand down. You're going to bring yourself down, right hand down. So like earlier, so either you can be here, so make sure that rather than sort of pressing here, your left shoulder's back, you can come all the way down, and then here, I don't know if you can see my hips, but you want to press that right hip in, left hip out. And if this is really uncomfortable, which currently is for me, just shuffle a little bit. So either you come up a little bit, whatever feels good for you. I think I'm on an angle, so it's like pressing harder on my right side. Bear with me while it's windy. So 2 more breaths here. And then here, just checking where you're looking. So either up, the sun is blinding me, so either looking forwards, depending on how your neck feels, or looking down. Final breath here. Then inhaling, you're going to slowly come back up. You can do the same as earlier, so bring your hands up to your waist. You're going to tuck the right foot in. You're going to sort of bring the toes in. You're going to bring your bum down to the mat, and then you're going to look forwards. And then here we're just going to get into our Yogi Squat, so Malasana. I like to say this is kind of like old man smoking pose. That's kind of how old men tend to smoke here. So you're going to bring your elbows up to your knees in that sort of nook area, and then you're going to bring both hands up to your chest. It's in a prayer position, and then you're going to look forward. And staying here. Two more breaths. And as you exhale, we're going to bring the bum down, and then we're going to get into our bridge pose. So here, we're just going to bring ourselves flat, lying down. So pose is just a good one to sort of strengthen the hamstrings, but also to strengthen the glutes. There's not much of that going on in yoga. So bringing both feet down, you're going to inhale, and you're going to bring your palms down onto the floor. And then you're going to inhale, bringing both hips up towards the sky. And here you really want to squeeze the glutes. And stay here for 2 more breaths. And then exhale back down. Up towards the sky. And then exhale back down. And then you're going to inhale. And here what we're going to do is press the knees a little bit up, but the heels are touching down on the floor. And then you're going to bring your hands up to your feet. So here you're kind of pressing your sort of like a forward fold like we did earlier, but this is like the sitting version. So you're pressing your chest down towards your thighs and then lowering down. So it's like your spine is nice and straight. So 3 breaths here. And then we're going to inhale up. And then bring both feet in. And then here I'm just going to face you guys. So this is a really nice yoga pose to do, yoga breathing technique to do for when you're feeling really anxious or stressed. So I'd really recommend to do this anytime you're feeling that way. So we're just going to do about 4 rounds, and then we're going to bring the middle finger up to that sort of chakra area, and then left ring finger is going to come on your left nostril, and then the right big finger is going to come on the right. And you're going to inhale through the left side of the nostril. And then you're going to close the left nostril, and then we're going to exhale through the right nostril. Then inhaling through the right nostril, closing the right nostril, then exhaling through the left nostril. So this is 1 round. We're going to do 3 more, and then inhaling through the left nostril, closing both nostrils, and then exhaling through the right. Inhaling through the right nostril, closing that nostril, right nostril, and exhale through the left. Round 2. Inhaling through the left nostril, closing the left nostril, opening the right nostril, and exhale. Breathing through the right nostril, closing both nostrils, and exhaling through the left. Inhaling through the left nostril, closing the left nostril, and then exhaling through the right. Inhaling through the right. And exhaling through the left. And letting those hands go. And then you want to lie back down. And then we're just going to do Shavasana. So hands out to the side, both feet hip width apart. Staying here for 10 breaths. Shavasana is corpse pose. All you literally need to do is just lie here and relax. 9 more breaths. Final breath here. If you'd like to stay for a little bit longer in Shavasana, you feel like you really need to rest for a little bit longer, you're welcome to pause this video and stay here for as long as you feel like it. Otherwise, you're going to gently wiggle the fingertips and toes, and you're going to bring both knees in towards your chest. And then here, we're just going to give ourselves a little hug, saying thank you to your body, thanking yourself for taking the time out to take care of yourself. And then we're going to inhale, we're going to come up, and then crossing the feet, and then come back into easy pose, bringing both hands out by your side. We're going to inhale, hands up above you, and exhale, bring both hands up to your chest. Thank you so much for joining me. Arigatou gozaimasu. I hope you enjoyed this video in this really amazing day and amazing forest. Don't forget to like, subscribe, any comments, any questions you may have, any even criticisms you may have, just let me know, and hope to see you soon.